Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness, I bear witness, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness, I bear witness, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness, I bear witness, I bear witness.
Good. So you got to mute, Brother Christopher. You got to go mute. Somebody. Okay. You good, Chris?
Yeah. It says we got audio.
All right. Pardon us. We're live. We're live. So little technical difficulties there. We want to make sure that our technician here, Brother Christopher, is able to join us, even though he will not be live, but he's taking care of the backstage. So with that, you were saying, Brother Jeffrey?
I was saying I don't know if they caught the first part, seeing as you said we might not have had sound. But what I was saying is I'm minister let everybody know that Brother Ilia Rashad will be premiering his docuseries, but this docuseries is only going to be here. You can't find it anywhere, so it's definitely a blessing to have him in our city. That's how I was saying.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So what I want to do real quick before we actually get them on and ask them questions, I want to just share this little clip that we have where Brother Ilia is explaining what we're going to be doing.
Excellent.
Peace and greetings and assalamu alaikum. This is your brother Ilia Rashad Muhammad. I'm the author of the book UFOs and the Nation of Islam. And I'm also the producer of the film series, the documentary film series, Answered. We are super excited because of the special screening of Answered 3, The Battle in the Sky, in your city, Beantown, Boston, Massachusetts. Now, of course, this is considered one of the most important documentaries that we can think of because the world is going to have to come to grips with the fact that the Nation of Islam has been right and exact about these most important subjects. We're talking about the worldwide UFO phenomena and how that relates to the reality of God of all the major faith traditions. So we are very excited about the screening of Answered 3, The Battle in the Sky in this particular city, because this is a very limited and special preview of this documentary. So we hope to see you there for the special screening of Answered 3, The Battle in the Sky, on Saturday, October 25th at 4 p.m. at the Roxbury Community College Media Arts Center, located at 1234 Columbus Avenue. Be sure to invite your friends and family because this is going to be special. Now, for information or tickets of these special selected screenings of Answer 3, make sure you visit nationbrothers.com/calendar, all right? Or visit the link provided. Peace.
All praises are due to Allah. Beautiful. So, without further ado, just so you know that our word is bond, we got our brother in the city. At this time, I would like to bring on Brother Ilia. Brother Ilia, welcome to Boston and welcome to the I Bear Witness podcast show.
Thank you so much. You know I'm happy to be here.
Yes,
Back in Beantown.
how you feel?
Man, I am wonderful. We
Yes.
got in last night, had a great dinner, slept well. Now we're ready to roll.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, man, we just wanted to bring you on. We're gonna be at Roxbury Community College for a little while, but we wanted to go live so that we can have this last minute push to those that might have not been reached and were not aware that you're gonna be in town. And for those that are aware, we wanted just to remind them and let them know what's about to go down. So, Brother Iliad, I'll ask this first question. You know, why is this subject so relevant right now?
Not only is this subject relevant, but it is perhaps one of the most important topics and subjects that we could be discussing right now.
Yes, sir.
Because this subject matter impacts every aspect of human endeavor. The UFO phenomenon, it deals directly with religion and all the prophecies of religion. It deals with political state of affairs, military warfare. It deals with the economy. It deals with every science imaginable. So here you have the UFO topic, which has already affected every aspect of human endeavor. And here you have right here in America the leadership of the Nation of Islam, who literally have the answer to this global phenomenon. It seems like the world is trying to ignore it. So we're here to provide answers. We're here to provide clarity. We're here to provide understanding to this most important subject.
Thank you. Thank you. All praises are due to Allah. Yeah, this is very relevant. And, you know, I want to share a clip because, you know, for a long time, you know, the subject of UFOs, you know, was relegated to, you know, those, you know, people were relegated to weirdos and, you know, it was something that people made mockery of, you know, but we see that the United States government has now come forward with its own disclosure. And you have military generals, retired military personnel that are coming forward and testifying to the reality of the existence of these worlds. I want to show a video that's one of the recent videos that the military released that shows one of the baby planes, as we call them. We don't call them UFOs or UAPs. which is an interesting thing. After we talk, I want you to go into the different terminologies that they use and why they switched it up. But we never called them UFOs. We were taught what these things are. And so, but what we see in the video, what we will see in the video is one of the baby planes that was being captured and tracked by a military plane, and they shot a Hellfire rocket missile at the UFO, and you see the rocket bounce right off of the UFO, and it keeps going. So I want to show this for those that may be watching this. And again, this video footage is not, something that was made by Brother Randy or made by those of us in the Nation of Islam. This is the footage that the military put out, and they actually showed it in the congressional hearings. So let's give a watch at this.
Tonight, new never-before-seen video off the coast of Yemen showing a U.S. MQ-9 Reaper drone tracking a glowing orb as it flies over the water. Now watch closely as a different U.S. drone drops a Hellfire missile on that fast-moving orb. The missile appearing to bounce off the object, doing very little damage. The orb then zipping away unfazed. The video from October 2024 shown during a congressional hearing today on unexplained anomalous phenomena. That's the official name for UFOs.
Do you solemnly swear?
Several service members giving their own eyewitness accounts and reacting to that new video.
Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes. Yes.
And there are big questions right now. Why was that missile fired? Did that object pose any risk? Or is there any other explanation out there? Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
Yeah, so very powerful footage there. Now, we do have folks that are watching us live, and we want to thank those of you that are watching us. We want you to like, and we want you to share. We see in the messages that there was an echo. So for those that may be watching, are you still hearing an echo? Let us know in the chat, and we'll try to resolve that. But Brother Ilia, after showing that video, and I actually got a chance to first see that video when you showed it at one of the National Believers meetings. What are your thoughts on that video after when you first saw that video? What is the takeaway?
When we see this video of one of their most sophisticated, destructive missiles being fired at this object and able to make contact with the object, but to do no damage to the object is very telling. Here you have something in what they consider their atmosphere, their restricted airspace, and this unknown object is unaffected by their military weaponry. Now, keep in mind that this Hellfire missile, which is a very interesting name,
Right.
From what I understand from some military folks that I've spoken with, that missile, if you've seen it on other videos of military strikes, that is a deadly missile that shreds anything that it contacts. It's not only an explosive, but it has blades that rotate in a way where it's designed to smear whatever it touches shreds. Yet it was to no effect of this object, which strikes here in these high government and military personnel. But the interesting thing, Brother Randy, Brother Jeff, is that this is commonplace. Now they just now showing this particular episode footage, but this has been taking place since these wheels have been demonstrating their superiority over their military affairs since at least the Battle of Los Angeles in 1942,
Right.
where you had them firing at that time
Right.
their sophisticated anti-aircraft artillery
Right.
at these wheels over the coast of Los Angeles, and again, to no avail,
Right. Right.
to no effect.
So you mentioned that this is not an anomaly, right? As far as the military firing weaponry, the most powerful weapons at the baby planes and at the mother plane. And so, again, knowing that we're about to watch Answered 3, The Battle in the Sky,
Come
right?
on.
For our listening audience, the military is just revealing this stuff now, but there has been footage that has been around. And correct me if I'm wrong, Brother Ilia, in Answer 3, right? We will have some answers about some of those encounters. And the guests will be able to see with their own eye the accounting of some of these encounters.
Yes, yes, yes. Answer 3, the battle in the sky. That's one of the reasons why we subtitled it such, because there is and has been a battle in the sky taking place between America and Western world powers and these wheels. And these wheels have not executed their superpower just yet.
Right.
Instead, what they've done is just demonstrated their superiority just to try to let them know they can't mess with us.
Yeah. Brother Ilia, real quick, they're telling us that there's an echo. Chris, what can you close your mic?
Is that better?
All right. So to our listening audience, let us know if you're still hearing an echo. We wanted to clear it up. It's still going on.
How about if I talk? Testing. Is that better? Okay.
It's good. All right. Praise be to Allah. Well, Brother Derek, Brother Alfred, Brother Mark, Sister Phyllis, we thank all of you that are watching live, and thank you for giving us that feedback. We apologize for the delay. As you know, we're just getting started. We relaunching our podcast here, so this is happening in real time.
Yes.
But all praises are due to Allah. So you were saying, Brother Ilia, that the wheel and the baby plane they haven't flexed.
not fully flexed, but they flexed enough,
yes,
to give vivid proof,
yes,
that they are not only present in the world, but they are vastly superior than anything that this world can think of.
Right.
They've shut down whole military sites, sites that are supposed to be secretive.
Yes, yes.
They've rendered whole sites inoperable, just to show that they have the capabilities of doing that.
So Brother Ilia, for me, as a member of the Nation of Islam, being in the Nation of Islam now for about 36 years, and being 100% believer, right? We've always, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us about this. This is part of our theology. This is not something that we're just jumping on the bandwagon now because it's being talked about in the news. This is a core aspect of our belief. And, for many years, as a student in the ministry class, ministering to our people, this subject of the will has been one of the most controversial, right? One of the most harder to accept. Our people accept pretty much, the black man is the original man, the father of civilization. They'll accept, the student enrollment, the supreme wisdom lessons we go into, the diameter of the planet Earth, the square miles. They'll accept all that. They love the economic program of the Nation of Islam. They love the militancy of the FOI. They love a lot of the teachings. They accept and believe in many aspects of the teachings. But one of the ones that, even some of the most who consider themselves to be intellectual, right, have a hard time accepting that we teach and believe that there is a mother plane out there, and that there's these baby planes and so forth. And so, you know, for me, it's always been, it's not that, it was not that hard to believe, right? Because we see that the scriptures talk about it all in the Bible. There's references to the wheel, not only in Ezekiel, where it vividly describes the wheel and how they move and how the wheel is connected to the Son of Man and some of the things that it would do. But all through the scriptures, you know, it talks about Elijah being taken up into heaven in a fiery whirlwind, right? It talks about Moses and the children of Israel being guided out of Egypt, you know, by God, who was traveling in what they described as a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. You know, when I think about that descriptive language, when we look at some of the images of the UFOs and the mother plane, we know that the mother plane and the wheels have the ability to cloak themselves in the cloud, right? And when we see, even in some of the images that have been caught of the UFOs, they're metallic color. So even if they're not cloaked against the sky, they may appear as a cloud, right? And then, but when we see the images of them being captured at night, it looks like a pillar of fire. You see just this bright light. So, you know, again, we can reconcile the theology, you know, even again in the book of Revelations, you know, the New Jerusalem that comes down is a city in the sky, right? So, you know, there's so many references in the Bible and Holy Quran that kind of hint toward or talk about the wheels in metaphorical languages. And so as a believer, you know, that was very easy for me to reconcile, particularly thinking about, you know, the Caucasian has a space station up there. You know, they sending ships out, you know, to rove, you know, to spy on Mars and to go to the moon. And, you know, according to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you know, the white man was only given one book of higher mathematics in comparison to 60,000 books of higher mathematics that the original people have access to. But that's a whole nother teaching, right? But I'm saying that to say that if you study the teachings, you know, it's easy to reconcile. Yet
Absolutely.
A lot of people, you know, struggled with that. But the reason why we're bringing you in is because now a lot of the things that we have believed is a cardinal principle of our faith, is now being spoken of in the highest level of this government. So, yeah, if you can just what are your thoughts about that? People's having a difficulty, you know, they could accept the minister, they love the minister, they love the messenger, they love the supreme wisdom, they love many aspects of the Nation of Islam, but stumble on that one point.
Let me say, it used to be a time,
yes,
when people found this difficult to believe. But remember, this is perhaps the most practical, pragmatic, logical, tangible proof and evidence of God.
right.
It's not that the nation has necessarily been telling us something that's hard to believe,
Right.
but because the people's minds have been so spooked out by religion, they found it difficult to believe that human beings can make aircraft that fly in the sky.
Right.
I'm gonna say that again.
Right.
We're not teaching and have never taught about some damn aliens or beings from outer space coming. Hell no.
Right.
We've always taught for over 90 years
Right.
that these crafts are man-made crafts made by humans on this earth,
Right.
but they are crafts that are vastly superior than the white man's.
Right.
Now, who the hell can find that hard to believe? So it's never been us.
Right.
Just to be straight up, the Nation of Islam has always been right and exact when it comes to this.
Absolutely.
And nowadays, remember, we used to be mocked for talking about this.
That's right.
But now that all the proof shows that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Farrakhan are 1000% right and exact.
Right.
Now, nobody even wants to have a conversation with us.
That's right.
As it relates to UFOs and the Nation of Islam.
Yes,
the only ones on the planet who provide solid answers to this phenomena, but we're the last ones you want to invite to the party.
Right, right.
Something's going on here.
And so, brothers and sisters, if you're intrigued by what you're hearing, and we're just having a light conversation. These are very heavy subjects that we can speak on and bring evidence, and it will take a much larger time. So so I'm happy to say that we have Ilia with us. So don't feel like you got to get everything in this little live stream that we're doing. We're not going to be able to give you all the information, but come on out this afternoon at 4 o'clock to Roxbury Community College in the Media Arts Building. And really, we are blessed to have an opportunity to view this latest installment of the Answered series, because this is not even out. You can't get this on YouTube. You can't buy this video yet, right? It's not even released yet. So we're kind of breaking it now. You have an opportunity to screen it before it becomes available, and you can purchase it, and you should purchase it. Matter of fact, they can purchase the other 2 installments. Is that correct, Brother Ilia?
That's correct. They can do that through our website, nationbrothers.com.
So if you go to nationbrothers.com, you can purchase Answered 1 and Answered 2, which are already available. But today you can't purchase Answered 3, but today you can view Answered 3. So we want to invite you to come out, and then tomorrow morning, we're blessed that Brother Ilia is staying with us, and he's going to be delivering the main lecture tomorrow. So we want to also invite you to come out to Muhammad Mosque number 11 up in beautiful Uptown Grove Hall. The doors open at 10:30, and the lecture begins at 11 o'clock sharp. Our guest minister will be Brother Ilia, which again will give him more time to even go deeper into the subject. And of course, today, after the screening of the video, there'll be some time for dialogue and questions as well. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is correct. This is such a heavy subject matter that, as you stated earlier, you can't get everything in an hour or 2 hours or on a show like this.
Right.
So it requires, further dialogue, further questioning. And again, we're just thankful that we're blessed by the Honorable Minister Farrakhan and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to be able to provide answers.
Absolutely. So again, to our listening audience that are listening, you can, if you have a question, put it in the chat, and we could raise it for Brother Ilia. But Brother Ilia, I want to double back to the terminologies that the government is now using. They used to call them UFOs, and now they're calling them UAPs. Can you what are your thoughts on the terminologies that they use, right? UFOs, and then now why the pivot from UFOs to then UAPs?
I think the purpose has always been to use terminology and phraseology that does not allow the public to associate these planes with the Nation of Islam.
Right.
See, they call them unidentified flying objects, and then unidentified aerial phenomena.
Right.
Now unidentified anomalous phenomena.
Right.
Submergible objects. I mean, they'll say anything to keep people away from the source of the phenomena.
Right.
So in my judgment, it seems that the terminology that's often used and changed every few years is an attempt to divert people away from the source of those who can provide the answers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, when we look at it, that word, they was calling them unidentified flying objects, and then there was unidentified aerial phenomenon. But now the anomalous is because these things that they're seeing cannot be relegated to just the sky and to flying, because now they witnessed them going into the waters, right? So these planes have the ability to go into the water, into the air, and into outer space. So they're looking at this anomaly, and it's a phenomenon. They don't know what it is. They do know what it is, but they can't. It's not theirs, right? And I say that they know what it is because from the very beginning, they questioned the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and they even confiscated some of his materials about the wheel. And when they arrested him, they even confirmed to him that they believe and they know that he's correct, right? So they believe, and they've been studying the messenger and what he has said. But like you said, they don't want the common brother and sister, they don't want the public to know that these things are connected with the Nation of Islam, And so when we see them changing names like that, right? My thought also, Brother Ilia, is that for so many years, they invested in misinformation and disinformation and associating, UFOs with crazy people and the Twilight Zone and the X-Files. So as soon as and then they also, want to associate UFOs with grays or reptilians or Martians. And it's brothers and sisters, it's just like the white man, that whenever the black man has done anything great, they really don't want to give us credit for that. So we see in Egypt the pyramids that our people built and left there, but the white man would say it was aliens that came from outer space and built those pyramids, rather than to admit that the black man has a science and a technology that's superior to that of him and his world. So so it's not unlike them to not want to give us credit. Even Jesus, right? They have to make him a white man. So brothers and sisters, don't be tricked by what the enemy's saying. Brother Iliad, so as we begin to wind down, what else do you want to share with our listening audience with regards to today's documentary, and what they could expect and why they should want to be present?
Oh yeah, I can actually give somewhat of a spoiler. But it won't spoil it. I could tell you exactly what's going to be in the film, but it still wouldn't spoil it, because to be able to see and verify the information is still impactful. But much of this particular film focuses on that very important historic event, the Battle of Los Angeles that you mentioned earlier, leading up to it, during the event, and some of the aftermath of this major encounter in 1942, because it was afterwards that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was arrested and questioned and incarcerated. Much of this as a result to keep this fundamental truth from reaching the public.
Right.
This is the beginning of the worldwide UFO cover-up.
Yes, sir.
It starts with the Nation of Islam.
That's right.
And ever since then, there has been a continued misinformation and disinformation campaign against both correlated entities,
Right.
the Nation of Islam and the so-called UFO phenomena, because they never want people to make the connection. Because if they do, the only logical conclusion is that Elijah Muhammad was right all the time,
All along.
right about God,
Yes.
right about the time in prophecy,
Mm-hmm.
right about the judgment, and right about our true destiny.
That's right.
So I encourage you to come on out and check out Answered 3,
Come on,
The
come
Battle
on.
in the Sky.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. They got to come out. So, one of the things that came to my mind as you were speaking, can you share with our audience, just some of the basic teachings that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave us about the will? Because he gave us the most comprehensive and in-depth information about these will. Can you share with our listening audience briefly? I know it's a lot, but
Right.
just the essence, the basics of what did the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teach? What did he teach us about these planes? What did he tell us about it?
In essence, the Nation of Islam, from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, teach that God came just like he said he would in all those prophecies. He intervened in our affairs in fulfillment of the prophecies, and he brought his accompanying war vessels as proof of his presence. These vessels that he literally showed to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad physically and gave him the details and made him the representative of this divine power. This is a teaching that is not limited to anyone's subjective imagination or religious interpretation. This is a teaching that is evident in the real observable world.
Right.
So in a nutshell, these planes that now people call UFOs are in fulfillment of the divine prophecies. And they let us know that God is present and this is the time of the judgment.
Yes, sir. All praises are due to Allah. He shared so much information with the world, and we have to keep in mind that, this was going back to the 1930s, right? And he taught us really, almost everything, not everything, because it's so much, but as far as who built the wheel, where was it built? When was it built? When did it go up? What is the purpose of the wheel? What are its capabilities? All of these things the messenger taught before the people started seeing it. And so we have to become thoroughly informed and educated on what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught. And one of the other things that I want to talk, and we could close it down after this point, is in the Nation of Islam. And the Nation of Islam has been the most militant, the most outspoken, right? The largest, the most feared, the most investigated, the most productive, the most successful, the most organized group of Black people in America in our history, and really the number one target of the FBI and the police and harassment, as being this group that's Black, militant, and whatnot. And one thing about us is you won't find no other speakers, leaders that spoke as forthright, unapologetically strong, right? In support and in teaching who Black people are, right? And who the enemy is, right?
That's right.
Without biting our tongue,
Come on.
but as as bold as we taught and the moves that the nation makes, we don't carry weapons. We don't carry guns, you know? And so there's a correlation between the will, right? Which is God's weaponry, right? And how we have this force, this reality that's present, that's connected to the Nation of Islam. And so when you hear the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan speak so boldly and unafraid of the government, unafraid of the president, unafraid of the CIA, unafraid of the FBI, unafraid of the synagogue of Satan, you know, we can go on YouTube and pull up the minister's speeches. Man, he's just so strong and so bold. But, you know, it's because he know and we know we got backup. We're not afraid of this government. We're not afraid of the powers of this world, for we know that a mighty God is present. So, you know, when you look at us and you see the way that the Nation of Islam has moved and navigated in America now for 94 years, it's because we're backed by a mighty God, and we are not afraid of their powers. But our God gave us our assignment, which is not to take up arms, not to fight the enemy. That's not our assignment. Our assignment is to wake up our brothers and sisters who have lost or been robbed of the knowledge of themselves, and to really prepare them for the kingdom of God, which will be established on this earth after the destruction of the devil's civilization. So I just wanted to share that
Very
for our
important
listening audience to know that this is not some spookiness, and this is real. You got to know, as people are concerned with the direction that the government is going and the changes and the talk about war and the talk about revolution, we have to know the knowledge of the time in which we're living in and what must be done. And that's all playing out. So now, if this world is falling, the question you got to ask yourself is, what will be hereafter? Right? And this is what we're trying to give you answers to. All praises are due to Allah. Any last statements or comments, Brother Ilia?
Oh, brother, I think you said a mouthful, very important just then. And it is just that important that we know, not believe, but know that there is a real God on scene for us. So we don't have to worry about fighting the enemy through his nuclear weapons and military arsenal. Allah got that.
That's right.
He's proven the capabilities for that. All we need to do is focus on our part.
That's it.
Which is waking up our people and building his kingdom on earth.
That's right.
In this lifetime, so that we can set ourselves in heaven at once.
Absolutely. And mind you, brother, you touched on it, but those wheels have been seen over all of the nuclear bases. And the generals have said that the wheels and the scientists on the wheel have the capability to take America's nuclear weapons offline.
That's right.
Man,
They've demonstrated it.
They demonstrated it. And so, come on, you'll see more about that. We have one question and then we'll close out. There's a Sister Samantha here asked a question, Brother Iliad. She said, can you expound on the rapture from the perspective of the Nation of Islam? Man, that's a heavy one right there. That's
I think we can be brief.
Okay, good.
Because when you hear stories about this rapture, normally you hear it from a newer Christian type of perspective.
Right.
And most of the time, it's a very spooked out kind of idea.
Right.
Ooh, people gonna be gone and floating up in the air, and that's not our teaching.
Right.
Allah, God, in the Bible and in the Holy Quran speaks of a judgment, and that judgment is being enacted as we speak.
That's right.
Now, of course, there are different levels to this divine judgment, and some people will die. And there's this notion that some people will be taken up, you know, and I think it's very much conflated in the world of religion, and there's a lot of misunderstanding. But we do know from the scriptures that God's servant, that messianic figure or figures in the last days, will be taken up and rescued as a sign that he can do that for his people.
That's right.
That's what the crux of a lot of these messianic prophecies point to. A God who can deliver his servant from what appears to be insurmountable odds and even death. And if he can do it for this particular servant, this is indicative of what he's going to do for his people. But we can be saved and withstand the unnecessary death if we do what's right in the first place.
Right. That's right. Man, that was beautiful. You was able to answer that question, like you said, very briefly. I know if we had more time, you could really do a whole lecture on that one. So I would encourage my sister to come on out. And as we wrap up, I want to again invite everyone in our listening audience. You don't want to miss this. You know, it's Saturday. You know, consider it a date night. You know, with the family. We're gonna see this beautiful documentary. Again, we're gonna be at Roxbury Community College, which is located at 1234 Columbus Avenue in Boston, right on the Roxbury Community College campus. And that's going to be between 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock. You'll get a chance to watch the video, the documentary, and then afterwards we'll have a question and answer and dialogue session with Brother Ilia, where you can get more information. Brother Ilia, did you bring any of your books with you?
I did.
Oh, praise be to
I didn't forget this time.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
So we have just a certain amount of books. We have some memorabilia, some posters of Answered 3 that are, in my judgment, I think going to be some good collector's items.
Okay.
And we have a few collector's DVDs of Answered 1 and 2, just a few.
Okay. All right. So come on out to Roxbury Community College. You can purchase Brother Ilia's book and get it signed. You can get the two previous installments of Answered 1 and Answered 2, and have a really wonderful evening. And then again, we want to invite you again tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. Shop doors open at 10:30. Make your way to Muhammad Mosque number 11, where again we will be going deeper into this. And your subject tomorrow is dealing with the God of
the Lord of the Dawn.
The Lord of the Dawn.
Yes.
The Lord of the Dawn. Good God. Beautiful subject. So with that, brothers and sisters, thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. We've enjoyed your attention and your presence. Again, if you see in this video, make sure that you like it. If you're on our Facebook page, like, share, comment. And if you've seen it on our Facebook page, share it. And make sure that we come out, and I look forward to seeing you. We're going to be coming to you every Saturday afternoon for the I Bear Witness podcast, where we'll be bringing different guest speakers and talking about subjects that are relevant to us in our community and giving us guidance from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But as the subject of and the title of the show, I Bear Witness, we want to bring individuals and talk about subjects that it's not dogmatic, but that actually bear witness to the reality of the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So until next Sunday, until next Saturday, we'll see you back here on the podcast. But again, those that are in Boston, I'm looking forward to seeing you in just a little while. May Allah continue to bless you. We close as we opened up with the greeting words of peace and paradise. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness. I bear witness. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness. I bear witness. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness. I bear witness. I bear witness.